Hallo und herzlich willkommen bei Folge 4 von Stray Gods, dem Roleplaying Musical. Wir haben jetzt mehrere Fährten, denen wir folgen können. Das Ding ist, es scheint halt so zu sein, dass Zeit vergeht. Also wenn man bestimmte Storystränge macht, dann vergeht Zeit. Und was ich jetzt glaube ich, also für mich das Logischste wäre eigentlich jetzt Medusas Versteck aufzusuchen. Weil wir da halt den klarsten Lead haben im Moment, die klarste Spur. Aber ich glaube, ich werde tatsächlich erstmal mit Freddy und Persephone sprechen. Einfach nur, um auch zu gucken, ob man eventuell ihr sagen kann, was wir schon rausgefunden haben. Nur so aus Interesse. Deswegen gehen wir jetzt erstmal hier hin. Wir machen erstmal das, weil ich denke mal, das wird optional sein.
Hey, so what's the news, Miss Muse? Miss Muse.
What's the news, Miss Muse?
Does a muse have a proper form of address? I just want to hear what exciting adventures you've been having. Everything else okay, though? Do we know who the killer is yet?
Not just yet, no.
Okay, well, let me know if there's anything I can do. If I have to hustle to become your high priestess, well, so be it.
Wir sind die Idole geheim
You know what I
geblieben.
find weird? That the idols have managed to remain completely secret all these years. Sure, they have magic and
Ja, vor
whatnot,
allem, wenn
but
sich
in
Pan
all
so
this
verhält,
time,
wie er sich
nobody's
verhält,
found
ne?
them out? Athena is that good?
Who says nobody has found them out? The way I see it, it's like UFOs.
Okay, I have to hear this.
Okay, so you could have real evidence that UFOs exist and that governments have covered it up and people still wouldn't believe it. Why? Because they'd get laughed at if they admitted it. Imagine the headline. Greek gods exist and are living among us. What website would even run that?
Eine Menge.
Conspiracy ones. Yeah, you're right.
Aber eine Menge Webseiten muss ich jetzt antun.
What are Kaz and Brian up to? You didn't tell them anything, did you?
No, I told them you came home, that you're okay, but that you're having a moment. They send their love.
Should we tell them, do you think?
What for? They have their own problems. Plus, Brian can't keep a secret to save his life, and Kaz is officially homeless.
Is he still crashing on Brian's couch?
Grace, you do know that Brian doesn't have a couch, right? Just some giant beanbag things?
Then where is Kaz sleep? Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's cute. They'll tell us when they're ready. But right now, it's best just to not mix them up in this.
Guck mal, das meine ich, das war jetzt total süß eingebaut, finde ich. So diese kleine, also eine kleine Randbemerkung und dieses hat alles gesagt, was man wissen musste. Tut mir leid wegen der Band.
I should really apologize about the band. This kind of puts a dent in your plans, doesn't it?
You're right, Grace. How dare you sabotage my dreams? I am so mad I could spit.
You know what I mean. Nobody could have seen this coming, sure, but it's always been something with me.
Well, as I see it, there are two ways this goes down. One, neither of us gets back to the band. It was just a thing we did for a while before I founded a cult in your name. Or two, we get back to it and the band now has the Muse as its lead singer. Edge of Elysium becomes the coolest and most appropriate band name ever.
Ugh, I still really hate that name.
Look, Grace, you can't be the source of all the drama and name the band, okay? That's the rule.
Okay, alles klar.
Exactly how much do you know about the Greek gods, Freddy?
I know my Greek mythology, but what I've read clearly doesn't line up with who they are today. Or who they ever were, maybe.
Sag mal, bilde ich mir das ein oder ist sie so ein bisschen unscharf in den entfernten...
Maybe?
Irgendwie,
Who do you want to hear about?
Ja, komisch. Ja, ich frag mal nach
What
Apollo.
about Apollo?
Okay, so the prophecy stuff checks out. Apollo was god of the sun and light, but also kind of enlightenment in general. He's always talked about as this beautiful and cultured god involved with the arts and the muses, kind of a Renaissance man before the Renaissance.
He's clearly had a rough time since those days.
Well, he was also a giant horn dog, Grace. I can list off like a dozen men and women Apollo has had as lovers, and there's probably more.
Weren't they all like that, though?
I mean, Apollo's no Zeus. He never assaulted anyone as a swan. And no, they aren't all like that. Our sun god had a reputation.
Okay, alles klar. Fragen wir nach
Tell me what
Persephone.
you know about Persephone.
Honestly, she's the least like her stories. Usually, she's either a victim or just the wife of Hades, or both.
And that's it? She was kidnapped by Hades, end of story?
Oh, pretty much. Her mother was so angry she created winter. But otherwise, Persephone was just your average sweet and virginal fertility goddess.
You're right, that doesn't sound like her at all.
Must be hard to be defined by this one thing that happened to you thousands of years ago. I'd be pissed if everyone thought my story ended there.
Well, she is pretty pissed. That much is true.
Aber auch da finde ich Persephones Design wieder super cool, dass sie diese Blumenranken hat. Also weil Göttin der Fruchtbarkeit, aber eben in so türkis, hellblau wie Eis, weil Demeter die ganze Welt, also die ganze Oberfläche vereist hatte aus Wut. Finde ich sehr cool.
You said Pan was some kind of lust god, right?
Yeah, kind of. Pan's a god of the wild, and I guess that translates into sort of lustfulness and earthiness, humping nymphs in the forest sort of thing.
And you don't like him.
Honestly, he's exactly what I'd expect him to be. All the stories say he's a lech and a beast. The Christians equated him with the devil. Weirdly, he's also the only god who's supposed to have died, though it's never really clear how or why. Anyhow, there's a great statue depicting Pan having sex with a goat. Next time you see him, you gotta ask him about it.
Ja du, ich glaube, das ist jetzt erstmal durch mit Pan. Aber auch da fand ich cool, dass man Nein sagt und er das hinnimmt. So, ne? Dass da jetzt nicht irgendwie sie mit ihm aufmachen, er wird daraufhin toxisch oder wie auch immer, sondern ja, so dieses, hey, kannst du es mir verübeln und dann hört er aber auch auf.
Do you know anything about the Muses? Or Calliope in particular?
Yeah, for starters, there were supposed to be 9, though I guess there are some sources that said there were only 4, maybe 3. Each of the muses had her specialty. Did you know that Calliope is supposed to be the muse of epic poetry? She inspired the Odyssey.
Wow, I don't even like poetry.
Yeah, it was said her singing voice was unmatched. So they got that part right at least.
Did she also lead the ancient Greeks in giant choreographed dance numbers?
No, but she once turned a bunch of snobby princesses into magpies, so there's that.
Okay. Nach Athene
What about
fragen.
Athena? Is she really supposed to be the goddess of wisdom?
Sure, but mostly that's meant as tactical knowledge. Athena wasn't all sweetness and light. She was a warrior goddess. She was also the goddess of heroes. There are loads of stories where Athena helps guys like Odysseus or Jason or Perseus.
No female heroes back in those days?
Yeah, I guess not. Women were the weaker sex, which maybe is why Athena was portrayed as being vindictive. She cursed Medusa, one of her own priestesses. She turned people into spiders, struck them blind, started the Trojan War. That's the whole thing.
Ja, mein Gott.
Not being as wise as advertised is on brand for her then.
So viel zu, ne? Sie ist eine der nettesten.
Just how many of these gods are there? From what I've heard, lots of idols live around here.
Well, there are tons of minor gods in Greek mythology, hundreds even, depending on how you define them. Oddly, there's never any mention of the word idols in relation to them. Maybe it's like how people worshipped idols?
I sort of assumed it was related to the eidolon.
Which is a Greek word, but I think it means ghost. An image of someone after they die.
Makes sense.
Me? I'm more amazed
Naja,
about
und
big
Idol
things.
passt natürlich in der den modernen Setting wieder gut, ne?
Seem to be gone. Makes you think about what's been lost.
Im Sinne
But
von ein
also,
musikalisches Idol.
Might still be out there.
You think there might be other gods out there?
Well, there are all those gods the idols say wandered off. We don't know they're dead for sure, right? They could be living it up in Australia. Who would know? Then there are all the other mythologies, hundreds of cultures, each with their own pantheon. So what's so special about the Greeks? That only their gods are real, right?
Das wissen wir ja
All
nicht.
those other pantheons could be living in secrecy, just like the idols.
Schön, wie sie jetzt schon Potenzial für Nachfolger aufmachen.
Oh, they could be everywhere and no one would know.
It's like a whole other secret side to the world.
Yeah, it's cool, right? I hope I get to meet Ganesha one day. Or maybe Lakshmi?
Ich mag Freddy.
I wonder how much of those stories are true.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I'm giving you the quick version. There are reams of textbooks out there covering all
Sehr
this,
sympathisch
but
geschrieben.
even they rarely agree with each other.
Really? Nothing definitive?
Ancient Greece was 3,000 years ago, Grace. Not much information survived all that time, if it was even valid to begin with.
Okay, that's enough questions for now.
You sure? I can talk all day. You know I can.
I'll check back with you soon, Freddy. Time for more mystery solving.
Okay, und ich werde jetzt, auch wenn Medusa, wie gesagt, die viel klarere Spur ist, werde ich jetzt mal zu Persephone gehen. Einfach nur um zu wissen, ob man ihr sagen kann, was man erfahren hat. Das würde mich interessieren. Außerdem liebe ich sie. So cool gesprochen und designt.
Back already, are you? It's just as well. I've asked around, called in some favors, just enough to get an idea of what all the idols are currently up to. Much as I'm loath to admit it, I'm back to thinking Pan may be our prime suspect after all.
Hast du deine Meinung über ihn
Why
geändert?
Pan? I thought you'd rejected him as a suspect.
I did. It doesn't seem like his style. Pan has always preferred scheming over direct confrontation. But the thing is, how did he know about you so quickly? What does he hope to gain by sticking his nose in?
A favor or two, I guess.
Half the idols owe him a favor or two. No, he's up to something else. Until I know what it is, I can't discount the possibility that he's involved in all this.
Let me offer an alternative to your Pan theory. What about Medusa?
So my sources are correct. You have been running around doing things on your own.
Okay, aber das ist
maybe I
sehr,
should
sehr
bring you
cool.
up to date.
Das ist aber sehr, sehr cool, dass sie darauf eingehen.
Medusa was
Und nicht, dass so separat voneinander ist.
You don't intend to confront her directly, do you?
Denkst du, das sollte ich besser nicht
I
tun?
think I shouldn't. How else will I find out why she was there?
There's always a way, Grace. Asking someone directly isn't the only method. Confronting Medusa should be your last resort. For now, I'd say looking into Pan's involvement is more important.
Okay.
I want to send you to a party, Grace, one Aphrodite is holding. She and Eros know Pan perhaps better than anyone. If you go, it'll give you a chance to find out what he's really up to.
Interesting. Warum kannst du nicht mit ihr sprechen?
You know Aphrodite better than I do. Can't you talk to her?
She and I don't get along.
Like how you and Apollo don't get along?
Even more intensely than that. I once said some things about her husband. They were true, but unwelcome. Suffice it to say, if I showed up at Aphrodite's party, revealing Pan's secrets would be the last thing on her mind.
Okay. Was ist mit Medusa?
Wouldn't it be better if I checked out Medusa instead?
So you somehow discovered where to find her?
I have my ways.
I won't stop you, but the party is a better place to start.
Okay.
Why a party? Couldn't I just go wherever she lives and ask her?
You could, but if you go to this party, she'll be grateful. She holds it from time to time and always asked Calliope to attend, but Calliope never would. You can put two and two together. A grateful Aphrodite might be willing to tell you what Pan is really up to.
Okay.
One wild party with a goddess of love coming up.
It's less of a wild party and more of a somber affair.
Okay.
You mean like a cocktail party?
Let me put it this way. Apollo will likely...
Gotcha. Expectations of fun downgraded considerably. I'll let you know what I find.
Okay, ich würde sagen, da gehen wir erstmal zur Party. Auch wenn ich irgendwie nicht glaube, dass Pan das war. Also, wenn ich tippen müsste, würde ich jetzt am ehesten tatsächlich immer noch sagen, entweder Freddy, so als, das erwartet man nicht, und in Wahrheit ist sie jemand ganz anderes. Oder halt wirklich Athena. Aber, ja, mal sehen.
Fancy party? Check. Bunch of strangers? Check. Grace totally not dressed for the occasion? Check. Now, if only I knew what I was supposed to be doing here.
Grace? You're here.
Yeah, I'm invited, aren't I?
I'm just surprised you even knew it was happening.
Persephone said I should come to this. Whatever this is.
Persephone didn't tell you? Why am I not surprised?
Das klingt nicht gut.
I don't like the sound of that. What am I missing?
You don't have any of Calliope's memories, right? No déjà vu, recollections that aren't your own?
No. Should I have?
Not right away. For a while, you won't remember anything. We call it the veil. In time, the veil will start to lift, slowly at first, but eventually you'll remember almost everything Calliope did.
Okay. Schade, dass wir nicht viel Zeit haben.
That's gotta be a lot of memories. She was what, 1,000 years old?
More than that. Much more.
Then what happens to me in my piddly 20-something years? It can't be good.
Eventually, it's like a flood. It becomes difficult to separate what's you and what's them, and all who came before them.
Werde ich dann zu Calliope?
You're saying I won't be me. I won't be Grace. Will I start calling myself Calliope?
Maybe. Eventually, most of us do, but most of us were chosen and prepared.
And I didn't choose this.
I understand. Take some time to let it sink in. If you like, we can talk about it later.
What does this have to do with the party?
Aphrodite hasn't been the same since we came to the New World. She has horrific memories of what she endured during the war. Passing on her eidolon is a way to forget. For a while. That's what this party is for.
Interesting. Okay. Aphrodite opfert sich regelmäßig quasi selber, um sich an eine neue Person weiterzugeben, um dann eben eine Zeit lang, wie wir es jetzt gerade auch erfahren, die Erinnerungen nicht mehr zu haben. Okay, interessant.
She doesn't have any other options?
Interessant,
Therapy, pills,
interessant.
social media?
If you think she hasn't tried all those things, perhaps you could ask her about them.
It just seems extreme, doesn't it?
Yes. Yes, it is. It is, however, an extreme situation. For idols, our memories can become a prison. This is how Aphrodite chooses to escape.
Okay. Krass.
Do you support what Aphrodite is doing here?
It's not my choice to make, Grace.
Yeah, but you must have an opinion.
Eventually, you will remember what we experienced during the war. And eventually, you will remember that what Aphrodite experienced was far worse. If this is the mercy she requires, I will not tell her she should not take it.
Oh, sehr schweres Thema.
This isn't the first time Aphrodite's done this. She's held this kind of gathering before, right?
This is her fourth, I think, perhaps fifth.
So every time the veil, whatever you call it, when it starts to lift...
Aphrodite's memories return, and eventually it is too much. We gather to pay our respects and to honor the past. Well, she still remembers it.
Wait. Persephone said Calliope always refused to come to these parties.
She refused on principle. Everything Calliope did was on principle. She believed Aphrodite was indulging her sadness, wallowing in it. She thought Aphrodite should try harder. It was a point of contention between them. Aphrodite will be grateful you're here. Trust me.
Okay, interessant. Sehr schwieriges Thema, ne? Weil im Prinzip, und das haben sie am Anfang des Let's Plays auch angekündigt, im Prinzip reden wir hier von Selbstmord. Klar, in diesem Götterkontext von einem Selbstmord, der dazu führt, dass sie wiedergeboren wird, aber halt trotzdem diese Vorstellung, dass die posttraumatische Belastungsstörung so stark ist, dass sie damit einfach nicht leben kann, sodass sie sich immer und immer wieder selber umbringt. Das ist schon heavy stuff. Ja, und das ist schade. Also ich bin jetzt hier gerade so, es ist nachvollziehbar, aber halt auch, ja, man hat dann trotzdem den Gedanken, gibt es nicht einen anderen Weg? Weil zum Beispiel, ne, wenn es so um so körperliche Erkrankungen geht und wirklich so dieses, ja, was wir halt in Deutschland machen, dieses am Leben erhalten, selbst wenn jemand schon nur noch körperlich völlig gebrochen ist und eigentlich nur noch möchte, dass es aufhört, ist sehr, sehr schwierig aus meiner Sicht. Also ich persönlich bin zum Beispiel Befürworter von aktiver Sterbehilfe, da darf jeder zu stehen von euch, wie er oder sie möchte, aber ich persönlich befürworte es, wenn die Person selbst das so entscheidet und hinterlegt. Ja, und hier geht es jetzt aber quasi nicht um sowas, sondern es geht jetzt um psychologische Probleme. Und was halt aber sehr krass ist, dass sie ja sagen, sie hat schon Therapie probiert und Tabletten und Social Media und so. Ne? Und dass trotzdem es zu schwer zu ertragen ist. Und dann ist natürlich, ist das sehr, sehr schwer, einfach das hinzunehmen, dass ihr Weg ist, ich bringe mich um wiederbelebt zu werden. Okay, finde ich aber sehr, sehr stark, dass das Spiel auch solche Themen aufmacht und es nicht alles nur auf so einer oberflächlichen Ebene lässt. Finde ich sehr stark.
I don't know, Paulo. I don't like the whole idea.
You want her help, don't you?
Yes, but...
At least speak with Aphrodite before you make a final decision. She's not here just yet. Until she arrives, I suggest mingling.
Mingling.
Yeah, mingling. Talk to Eros. Or we can talk more if you like. Just try to relax, Grace.
Sure, yeah. Relax. That's what this party is for, right?
Also ich finde es wirklich mit jeder Spielstunde
Grace.
besser geschrieben.
Hey, Eros. Nice to...
Immer besser und besser geschrieben. Huch.
Oh. Okay.
Aphrodite will be so happy you're here. It means so much, you have no idea.
Geht's dir gut?
Are you okay? You seem a bit...
Every time she does this, I don't know how to handle it. I almost want to run upstairs and demand she stop. Remind her that this never works. Sorry, I shouldn't unload on you. It's...
Ja, klar, ne? Das ist ja das Dauerthema. Oder das krasse Thema an dem ganzen Thema Suizid und so, dass, ja, man selber ist dann raus aus der Sache, aber für die Hinterbliebenen ist es halt super, super hart. Das ist schon okay.
No, it's okay. It sounds like a bad situation.
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't know much about it, would you? I take care of Aphrodite. Ever since we came to the New World, I'm with her. Every single day. I'm there for the nightmares, the panic attacks, the days she doesn't even remember the war's over. And now I'm arranging her gathering again, so she can die again. And I'll watch it all again.
Das ist sehr, sehr stark geschrieben. Was ist mit ihr
Is
passiert?
it okay if I ask what happened? I don't mean to pry, but I'm new. I really don't know.
I know, but it happened to Aphrodite, not me. It's not my story to tell.
Okay. Fair. Nee, fair. Du hast recht.
That's fair. It's really not my business.
No, it is. I mean, it's not, but she does want you here. So you need to know. What happened is that Brother Ares happened. He missed out on the first world-spanning war, you see. So he was damned if he'd miss out on the next one. He found some jack-booted mortals, so full of themselves and their supremacy. And he told them about the idols. Then they came for us. Took us completely by surprise. Some they killed, but Aphrodite,
Hm.
her they captured.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
Muss sie entkommen?
Aphrodite was captured, but she's here now. So she must have escaped.
She didn't. Do you know the name Hephaestus?
Ja. Ja. Ritterschmied?
Wasn't he a smith of some kind? Giant hammer, lived in a mountain?
Some of that is mortal fancy, but yes. He was Aphrodite's husband, and he adored her beyond reason. When he found out the mortals were torturing her, he went mad. He was determined to save her.
Wait, they tortured her?
Nothing extreme, I'm told. They were too frightened, but they were also determined to wring every last secret out of her. So, who knows how long that fear would have lasted. Thus, Hephaestus made a deal.
With the, jackbooted guys.
No, with their enemies. That's what saved her.
Okay. Sehen wir von diesem Deal?
Then this deal is how Aphrodite survived.
It's how we all survived. It's what brought us to the new world. Hephaestus saved us all. We never saw him again. That was the deal. He would leave, make their precious weapons, and never look back. Aphrodite never even got to say goodbye. It's funny, because Aphrodite didn't even like Hephaestus when they were married. She seemed to resent every minute they were together. But now he's all she can think about.
Okay, und dadurch auch sehr nachvollziehbar, dass sie auf Persephone so sauer ist, weil die über ihn was Schlechtes gesagt hat.
Is there no other way? Does Aphrodite really need to...
To die? I've asked that so many times. She's tried magic, drugs, psychotherapy, meditation, everything we could possibly think of. For a while, she'll deny anything's wrong. It all seems fine, and I start to hope. Maybe this time will be different. Then the nightmares begin, and the memories return. More with each passing day until... I hate it, but I see her agony. I can't deny her this.
Okay. Ist das nicht wie Selbstmord?
Maybe I just don't understand, but... Isn't this... like, suicide?
Some of the idols have committed suicide. They let themselves die without passing on their idol on.
Ja gut, das war klar, ja. Weil einige der
What you'd
Musen
expect.
nicht weiter da sind.
They're gone. Forever. Mother says she can't do that. She won't. Not until she sees Hephaestus again, I suspect. Not that what's happening here is anything casual. She still has to die. For a while.
Okay.
You sound like you don't approve of what Aphrodite's doing.
What I want is for her to not hurt anymore. What I want is for this to end. She'll ask you to use your power as part of the celebration. Could you use it to inspire her?
Oh,
I
schwierig.
can't force anyone to do anything they don't want to, Eros.
That's not what I'm asking. I believe that deep down, she doesn't want to do this any longer. She must see it isn't working. She just needs the strength to try.
Okay. Ja, stimmt, wir können niemanden zwingen. Das stimmt. Das stimmt, das stimmt.
What if you're wrong? What if she decides not to do this and it keeps getting worse?
Then I'll be with her to help her reach the other side.
If she can.
Yeah. If she can. It's a lot to ask. I'll understand if you can't. All I want, one way or another, is to get through tonight.
Okay. Interesting.
I know all these people, Grace. For as long as I can remember, I've known her. Yet sometimes I feel like I don't know any of them at all. Or they me.
Scheint sich nicht wohl zu fühlen.
You don't enjoy these family gatherings, do you?
Are they family gatherings? Like the sort mortals have?
You call each other sister and brother and mother.
Well, yes, but...
And you've been together like 100 times longer than I lived with my family. All you're missing is a drunk uncle everyone has to apologize for.
That would be Pan. But yes, I feel very much out of place.
Das ist irgendwie traurig.
That's kind of sad.
What is?
Spending an eternity among people you can't even stand to be with at a party.
Well, now I need another drink.
I'm sorry, Apollo. Eros will, dass das
I
aufhört.
spoke to Eros. He's pretty broken up over all this.
Oh, poor Eros. Each new successor, his hopes rise up once more. And then he watches the new Aphrodite crumble. Piece by piece. Only to start all over again. It's so different from the olden days. Once he was the eternal disaster, and Aphrodite kept constant vigil over him.
Maybe he feels like he owes her.
I think he's followed her into a dark void, and somewhere, deep down, believes he deserves no better.
I should get back out there.
Okay. Dann warten wir mal auf Aphrodite. Ich bin sehr gespannt.
My family. Having you all here, gathered once again to see me off, it moves me. More than I can say. My loves, my darlings, my dearest friends. And you. Oh, my dear sweet thing. I dare not hope that you, with all your troubles, might sing me to my sleep. Yet here you are. Yet here she is. Huh.
Schön, dich kennenzulernen wieder.
It's lovely to meet you, Aphrodite. Properly, this time.
Ah, yes. Poor Calliope. Such a loss to us all. I shall miss her dearly. To have come so far, only... No, it doesn't bear thinking about. It's too much.
Is this Grace, my lady? The new muse?
Oh! What manners I have! Grace, Grace! Meet the lovely mortal woman who shall tonight become the new me.
Hi, my name's Venus. And yes, it really is Venus. Nice to meet you, Grace.
Jetzt frage ich mich gerade, wenn wir jetzt verhindern, dass Aphrodite sich umbringt, wird dann Venus umgebracht? Weil sie jetzt davon weiß?
Hi. So, you're okay with this? You know what's gonna happen?
Of course. We've been working together, preparing for, what, 6 months now? Has it only been that long?
Must be nice to be prepared.
Ooh, I'm so sorry. Lady Aphrodite told me. I should have thought about that.
There will be so much time for you lovelies to speak later. Now, we must prepare for my departure.
Okay.
Are you sure we can't talk first? I really need your help, Aphrodite.
I know you do, my dear. I wish I could be there for you, but I'm afraid my time is up. But since you've shown such kindness in coming, I will ask Eros to make himself available to you afterwards. There's nothing I know that he does not. He is my son, my truest friend, my longest love.
Won't he be a little distracted?
Eros has been through this before, Grace. He knows what must be done.
Tja, aber er ist alles andere als happy drüber. Boah, schwierig. Ultimativ. Super schwierig. Ultimativ ist es ihre Entscheidung, hätte ich jetzt gesagt. Aber letztendlich hat Eros auch recht, dass sie kommt ja immer wieder an diesem Punkt an. Also sie kommt immer wieder an diesem Punkt an, dass sie daran zerbricht. Und alle um sie herum, die ihr lieb und teuer sind, wieder mit ansehen müssen, wie sie sich umbringen lässt. Und eine neue Person wird. Und jetzt kommt eben noch dieser Zusatz dazu, ich weiß nicht, was mit Venus passiert, wenn wir Aphrodite am Leben lassen. Ich frage erstmal, was für eine Rolle ich spiele.
I have to admit, it's not clear what my part in all this is supposed to be.
How could it be? You've barely just arrived, darling girl. How did you even find out about it?
That would be Persephone's doing.
Apollo! Oh, you've come after all.
You look remarkably well, cousin.
I've had a great deal of time to prepare. I assure you that would not be the case. As for you, Grace, have you gathered the true purpose of tonight's gathering?
Spannend, dass auf Persephone gerade gar nicht reagiert hat.
If I had to guess, it's to remember. One last time before all your memories go away.
Each time the veil lifts, it leaves behind a little less. For me, old Olympus is long forgotten. The glory of Rome, a distant dream. I hope that one day the veil will lift and what happened during the war will also slip into oblivion.
But it hasn't.
Thus, for now we honor the memory of what was, lest tomorrow it be gone forever. Go! Enjoy the gathering, Grace! Tell me when you're ready to begin.
Ich spreche mal mit Venus.
I want to apologize again, Grace. I really messed up. It looks like I'll be doing that a lot. Lady Aphrodite said I'm ready, but I don't know.
Du hast Zweifel?
Having second thoughts? If so, now's probably the time to mention it.
I would never do that to Lady Aphrodite. I'm just nervous.
That's understandable.
If I can ask, what does it feel like after it happened? Do you feel different?
I was so scared at the time, I didn't know what to think. I had no idea who Calliope really was.
You didn't remember anything? About her? Who she was? She was just gone?
Yeah. Isn't that the point of all this?
I just wanted to be sure. Sometimes it doesn't seem like it could be real.
Woher kennst du Aphrodite?
How do you know Aphrodite exactly?
So I was working at this homeless shelter, right? A couple of years ago, and she came in with one of the older residents. And she was there in this, like, amazing dress. And she's sitting with this guy and really listening to him. Like, they were old friends or something. I just thought, what is someone like her doing in a place like this? So, I just went over and introduced myself.
That's it? Just like that.
Yeah. She came back to the shelter a few times, but by then, I guess she'd taken an interest in me instead.
Your name's really Venus, huh?
Everybody asks me that. Even the other idols. Maybe that's why Lady Aphrodite noticed me in the first place.
Venus, das
She
passt.
says it was fated to be. I say it's because my mama was a diehard hippie.
You said earlier you're okay with all this, but how can you be?
I saw a lot of people in crisis at the shelter. I knew something was wrong with Lady Aphrodite. She's in so much pain, Grace. She won't let you see how much. Eros called me one night desperate. She wouldn't stop screaming. She didn't know where she was. She's a good person, Grace. A good soul. She deserves mercy.
But don't you feel this is wrong? I mean, you're ending your life. It's like some kind of murder-suicide pact.
I don't think of it like that. Lady Aphrodite is not committing suicide, and I'm not being murdered.
Aren't you? Your life is ending. It's being taken over, swallowed up by Aphrodite's grief.
I'm becoming part of something bigger. Something amazing. Or maybe you're right. It'll be terrible, and I'll end up in so much pain I'll regret it.
So why go through with it?
Because Lady Aphrodite needs me. Maybe, just maybe, if I'm added into the mix of all the people she's been, maybe things will be different.
Vielleicht, ja. Ah, ist das schwierig, ey.
Back again.
I don't think I'll have a chance to talk to Aphrodite. Not before, you know.
Not surprising. Surely Persephone must have realized that.
How? She's never been to one of these things. Anyway, I'm not sure what I'd do now.
You have two choices, Grace. Either you do as she asks and sing her to her rest,
At which point Venus won't have Aphrodite's memories yet.
or you somehow convince her to remain with us and hope she's grateful.
And doesn't regret it. Or get angry at me for ruining her party.
Ich weiß es
What you feel
nicht.
is right.
Ich weiß es for real
Risk
nicht.
either way.
Ich
Have you
weiß es
spoken
for
with
real
Venus?
nicht.
She seems really...
Nice, earnest, a genuinely good person.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's not an accident. Ever since the war, Aphrodite
Ich glaube, wenn
sought
gleich
out
der
the
Song
kindest,
losgeht, werde ich in
most
dem Moment
innocent
entscheiden, was ich
souls to be
mache.
her successors. She chooses them because she believes that over time, it might make her a better person. A more worthy person.
Wouldn't it be better if she chose people who were, I don't know, more resilient?
I suppose that depends on your definition of strength, Grace.
I should get back out there.
Okay. Na den.
I have tried so hard, fought for so long, but in the end, I must bid you all farewell once again. But before I go, I would like us all to remember the sacrifices that brought us here, to this strange new world. This time, it is with the help of our lovely muse that we shall be guided.
Ich weiß es nicht, Leute.
Lives. We let it happen. We waited far too long. We thought we shouldn't intervene. We were wrong. We were wrong. Since the beginning we were hidden. We held court from up above. 'Twas the golden age of reason, and I the queen of love. But a plague of hate was spreading, and there were vultures standing by. Before we fell to our knees begging, we fell from the sky. We let them rise, we let it happen. We waited far too long. We thought we shouldn't intervene.
Okay, erstmal das.
We were wrong. We were wrong. We sought shelter from the shadows, but were soon ripped from the dark. Those mortal souls that ended us were jealous from the start. They hunted me for power to fuel their psychopathic cause. And once they fell before me and worshipped all I was, they chased me down and threw me in a cage, held me prisoner for so long. I thought I'd win their hearts again. I was wrong. I was wrong. I see you have the power. It's a poisonous reward. My virtues only scorn me when I was once adored, loved by every mortal, then ripped from paradise. No one suffered greater till he made his sacrifice. The man that I ignored saved me when I fell. Yes, the husband I abhorred rescued me from hell. I thought it was a joke when it was said to me. He struck a deal with our enemy's enemy, made a secret weapon so my captors let me go. He gave up his freedom, leaving just a memory, and this love I'll never know is what he gave to me.
Oh, ich weiß es nicht. Ich weiß es nicht. Ich hoffe gerade so ein bisschen, dass ich über Mitgefühl vielleicht kommen kann zu es gibt noch was.
What I'm hearing today. If your story stops there, I've nothing to say. I can't imagine. I feel like a child who grew up too fast. The goddess of love can't get past the past. What good is a flame when everything's ash? I can't imagine.
There's no excuse but mortals can tell.
You know.
There's no sweet release, it's ongoing.
You know. You know.
Everyone's here to bid me farewell. Can you imagine
I can imagine.
this really happened? I won't let you weep, you know it's too late. Sing me to sleep, pity my fate. My memories won't let me be.
Ich weiß es nicht. Ich weiß es
Lost
nicht.
in a song.
Das habe ich selten. Dieses Spiel hat mich an einem Punkt, wo ich nicht weiß, was richtig ist. Es gibt kein richtig oder falsch.
My sister, where we're all headed to, nobody knows. We have so much history and we're all.
Ich hab grad richtig fette Gänsehaut, ey.
Sweet Aphrodite, I know there's no.
Ich finde das ganz fantastisch, was die hier machen.
That's why I'll never know how you can carry the weight. The goddess of loves never felt so much hate. Drown in a sea of your fate.
Lost in a moment, lost in a song. Lost in a moment, lost in a song.
Ich sag's jetzt, sie muss leben.
There's fire in you yet. Aphrodite returns, she'll never forget. Finally we'll be free. Lost in a moment, lost in a song. Lost in a moment, lost in a song. Lost in a moment. Lost in a moment. Lost in a moment.
Wow.
Mother, is it true? You've chosen to.
Live. I have chosen to live. I'm so sorry, Venus. I made you so many promises, dearest, and I won't be able to keep them.
My lady, all I ever wanted was for you to be happy. If this is your wish, I'll be with you at every step.
I as well. Always.
I hope none of us regret this choice in the days to come. But thank you.
Das war sehr, sehr gut. Oh, irgendwie fühlt sich davon gerade nichts richtig an.
I really hope I didn't make things worse for you. If I did,
If you did, it's not your fault, Grace. I know how the Muse's power works. Somewhere within me, I wanted this. I knew it wasn't working.
At least now there's a chance it could get better.
Now then, Grace. You needed my help. No doubt regarding Calliope's death. Have you any suspicions as to who might be responsible?
nobody definite, no, but I've narrowed the list of who it could be.
Oh, how's that?
For one, it had to be someone who had access to the reliquary. 2, it had to be someone who could do it right under the noses of Hecate and the Minotaur. Medusa was there, but I'm not sure she got inside. And are either of those things true for her?
Calliope came to see us that night. She was agitated, frightened even, but she wouldn't explain why.
She said she had a plan. It must have been the reliquary.
Okay.
She was frightened, so she knew this was gonna happen. It wasn't a surprise.
Unless she was talking about something else.
That seems unlikely, love. If only we'd known she intended to go to the reliquary, of all places!
I thought she meant, you know, one of her usual plans.
I'm afraid I can't offer much help, Grace. Few have access to the reliquary. I certainly do not, and I don't know who does. If Medusa was there, I'd ask her why and how. There are always motives lurking within her motives.
Come now, Mother. It's time you rested.
Okay, das war nicht so hilfreich, aber sensationelle Szene. Sensationell gute Szene. Sensationell gutes Lied. Die Thematik unheimlich, in kürzester Zeit unheimlich toll aufgegriffen. Die Emotionen rübergebracht. Wirklich toll. Wirklich, wirklich toll.
Medusa. That's a rather dark name to unearth. Are you thinking of seeking her out?
I have to. How else will I find out what she knows?
You need to be careful, Grace. Medusa is not to be toyed with. Athena employs her as a spy master. A hound to do her bidding. A vicious hound at that. Athena's not likely to tell either of us where to find Medusa. I can't say for certain who would know. Are you all right, Grace? You seem troubled.
Naja, die halbe Woche ist ne?
What Aphrodite went through, it's a lot.
Yeah, that's the funny thing about the life of an immortal. It never ends.
Wow. Way to really sell it, Apollo.
How are things with Persephone? Is she helping as much as you thought?
Yeah, but I don't know why. She might still be trying to figure out what you...
All I mean to ask is,
Da war der Text plötzlich weg.
has she said anything?
About...
No. Never mind. It's none of my business. Please forget I asked. Give my regards to Persephone when you see her.
Okay.
Apollo. Always so dramatic. Well done, by the way. You may be the very first person ever.
Das ist ja sehr leise zum Beispiel.
Still don't know if I did the right thing.
Well, it was never up to you, Grace. The choice has always been Aphrodite's. Look at it this way. At least she has a chance now. Whether she uses it, we'll see. I remember the last time I passed on my idol. 1952. I was married to...
Das ist wieder super leise. Es ist weird. Die Soundabmischung ist weird.
Persephone saved me from him. He tore his head clean off. But not before he fired a shotgun into her chest. My chest? Whatever.
Do you remember who you were before?
I still am her. Chastity, that is. You can see why I switched names. I remember being disgusted I was ever that weak. Persephone made me strong. But it never really goes away. We all have our sordid history, our personal horrors, building up like sediment around our souls. You can't let it bury you, Grace. You are the only one who can keep your head afloat.
Ah, komm, let's go.
You're incredible. You know that?
There's no need to be facetious, Grace.
No, really.
I am incredible. It's true. It's good that you recognize this.
Okay, I take it back.
Oh, you can't take it back, Grace. I would have thought you'd learned that by now.
Oh, Song.
After centuries of cruel injustice, everybody working against me, every idol but for one, violent with apathy. We couldn't reach a resolution, but you and I
Gods like me don't have too much to hope for. The rules been fixed throughout the ages. So I have forged a daring path. I would like to make some changes. You see, we can win a revolution, you and I, you and I. I'm queen of the underworld, and you, Grace, you.
You are a queen, you're old, you're dominion, and in my opinion, you're on the right track. It sounds like they heard you, defied or usurped you. It's time that you kick 'em right back.
You've got one big mouth on you, don't you? Yet it's me who's closing in. Think I like that mouth on you, won't you? You've overstayed your welcome.
Nein!
Time to go home.
Nein! Jetzt geht's ja los. Nee, 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 nee.
Get out of here, Grace.
Nee! Das finde ich nicht gut. Ich protestiere. Wir werden in der nächsten Folge direkt mit ihr sprechen. Das geht so nicht. Ich erkenne das nicht so an. Das war gerade so eine schöne Szene. Und jetzt das. Finde ich nicht gut. Naja, gut. Das war die 4. Folge von Stray Gods. Ich mag das Spiel sehr, sehr, sehr gerne. Also ich muss sagen, alles rund um das Aphrodite-Thema gerade hat mich wirklich sehr, sehr berührt. Hat man, glaube ich, auch gemerkt. Ja, es ist wirklich sehr fantastisch. Und ja, für heute mache ich erstmal Schluss. Werde das dann, denke ich, gleich morgen weiterspielen, das Game. Und ja, ihr seht dann in ein paar Tagen die nächste Folge. Ich hoffe, es gefällt euch und wir sehen uns dann beim nächsten Mal. Bis dahin. Tschüss, tschüss.